Hey, good Monday. This is the Chocolate Knox with your cross-politic daily news brief for the first Monday in 2022, January 3rd. This is exciting. Happy New Year to you. With New Year comes new Rona. Israel has recorded the first case of a rare mixture of two diseases, influenza and the coronavirus dubbed Florona. I'm not making that up. Local reports said that the patient was a young pregnant woman who was in the hospital. Altogether, her symptoms were mild. She was diagnosed with the flu and the coronavirus as soon as she arrived. Both tests came back positive, even after they had double-checked the test. The disease is the same disease. They're viral and cause difficulty breathing since both attack the upper respiratory tract. The Israeli health minister said that it's studying the case to determine whether the combination of the two infections can cause a more serious illness. The woman is expected, however, to be discharged on Thursday. Let's take a trip to Chi-Town, shall we? Chicago's teachers union is preparing to strike as what they say are unsafe working conditions caused by a spike in coronavirus cases. Oh, those poor teachers. The Chicago's Teachers Union has scheduled a Tuesday vote to determine whether its 25,000 members will refuse to return to the classroom. On Sunday, more than 6,000 union members at a virtual town hall meeting said that they would not feel safe resuming classroom instructions. Following the winter break, Chicago schools were set to reopen today, although some schools have already moved to remote learning without district's approval. Last week, the union called for 2 weeks of remote learning unless all student district staff provided a negative COVID-19 test before returning to school. The district distributed 150,000 at-home tests for students to take over the break and mail in by December 28th this past weekend. The district pushed the mail-in deadline to January 6th following reports that the tests they were piling up at the FedEx drop boxes. The Chicago Teachers Union has repeatedly bucked efforts to resume in-person learning. Last January, the union thwarted Chicago's public schools plan to reopen schools, even though the studies found that viral spread in school settings to be extremely rare, but that actually doesn't matter. Many teachers who followed the union's decision to switch to virtual learning were declared absent without receiving pay. Last year, the union claimed that the push to reopen schools is rooted in, get this, sexism, racism, and misogyny. But studies have shown that Black and Latino students have been disproportionately harmed by school closures. Facts. Who needs those? My fear is stronger than your facts, mister. Math and English scores dropped across Chicago public schools during the pandemic. According to the results reported in December, only 21% of students met or surpassed English standards in 2021. That's down from 28% in 2019. Just 16% of students met or surpassed math standards compared to 24% in the year before the pandemic. Maybe it's the schools. You ever thought about that? During COVID, pornography has increased by over 23%. Depression rates have tripled, and screen time has increased by 5 hours a day. These are extremely alarming statistics, especially right now. And we are seeing the need for true biblical accountability on our digital media. Accountable to You, accountable, the number 2, YOU, is an accountable software that runs on your phone or computer and shares details and activity reports with a partner that you choose. Having accountability in place is a proven way to fight temptation, safeguard integrity, and provide peace of mind in your family. Put it all on your kids' devices. It's a wonderful tool to have with that, and you know everything that's going on. Don't wait until it's too late. Start your free trial today. Accountable, the number 2, YOU.com/FLF, accountable2you.com/FLF. Support the people that support us. Those guys are making sure that we can do stuff like this for you. Like take you to Ontario, where children will move to remote learning also, and not just education. Restaurants will be allowed to offer indoor dining and gyms will be closed. Thank you, Doug Ford. His government is looking out for you Canadians. You guys are always welcome here. We can use some good Canadians for the fight. As part of the Providence's response to the Omicron variant, starting January 5th, students will be pivoting to a remote learning with free emergency childcare plan for school-age children of healthcare and eligible frontline workers. A government statement released just today said that. Here are some of the changes. Social gathering limits of 5 people indoor and 10 people outdoor. Capacity at organized public events limited to 5 people indoors. They're controlling indoor and outdoor. That's absolutely amazing. Businesses and organizations must ensure employee work remotely unless the nature of their work requires them to be on site. Who gets to determine that? The government or you, your employee? Capacity limits at indoor weddings, funerals, and religious services, rites and ceremonies of 50% capacity of the particular room. Outdoor services are limited to the number of people that can maintain 2 meters of physical distancing. Going to roll over for that, churches? Retail settings, including shopping malls, permitted at 50% capacity. For shopping malls, 50% capacity is only where physical distancing will be required in lineups, and loitering will not be permitted, and food courts will be required to close. Ouch. Personal care services permitted at 50%, and other restrictions for saunas, steam rooms, and oxygen bars will also have to be closed. Why would you close the oxygen bars? It's oxygen. Closing indoor meetings and event spaces with limited expectations, but permitting outdoor spaces to remain open with restrictions. Public libraries limited to 50% capacity. They don't want you reading, do they? And on and on and on, blah, blah, blah. If you continue to live like this, your condemnation is just. 2022 is already feeling like deja vu. More than 2,000 flights have already been canceled just today, and that's due to bad weather and airline staffing woes sparked by a surge in COVID-19 cases. And things are likely to get worse as the first major winter storm of the season are predicted to blow through the East Coast today. As of this morning, 2,133 domestic flights or international ones starting or finishing in the United States have been canceled. Another 2,000 U.S. flights were delayed. On Sunday, Americans returning home from holiday travel had to battle another day of airport chaos with 2,462 flights canceled. Additionally, another 5,489 U.S. flights were delayed. The previous day, there were 2,789 canceled flights. That's according to the flight tracking service at FlightWare. SkyWest, which operates more than 200 American cities on behalf of Delta, United Airlines, American Eagle, and Alaska, canceled 196 flights today around the world. Air traffic has suffered since Christmas because of the airline staffing issues linked to the spread of the highly contagious COVID-19 Omicron variant, which, by the way, no one's talking about the deaths on that. They're only talking about people who are catching it and who are getting it. I wonder why. Many pilots and flight attendants have called in sick after testing positive for the virus or being forced to quarantine due to the contact they've had with someone who has had the virus. This has left carriers with staffing shortages and forced them to delay or cancel flights. The CDC, they've recently made the decision to slash the quarantine period in half for patients without symptoms. They decided to do that this past Tuesday in an effort to prevent another devastating blow to the economy amid the spike in workers testing positive, sparking fears of lengthy shutdowns that could further decimate the economy. Oh, now you care about the economy. Now you care about supply chain. Oh. So here's my question to you in light of the news from today. A lot of it hasn't been good. The news today has been kind of mostly bad news. But here's my question to you. Are you going to let 2022 act on you, or are you going to act on 2022? Whatever happens this year, you cannot, nor you must not let this year happen to you. You need to happen to this year. Don't take anything for granted this year. Choose not to live by one lie this year. Choose not to live by one lie in your heart. Choose not to live by one lie in the culture, but particularly choose not to live by one lie in your home. Be resolved to act like men. There are a ton of problems out there. I just read you a few of the news stories that are out there that need answers. Go solve them. We're not complaining in 2022. We're solving problems. And you can start solving problems with the ones that are first closest to you. Work harder than you ever have this year. Love more than you ever have this year. Feast better than you ever have this year. And do all of this because you have set apart Christ in your heart first, because all authority in heaven and earth has actually already been given to him. He is on the throne right now, not COVID-19 or any of its tyrants. And because he is still on the throne, you need to go and live like it. This is the Chocolate Knox with your Cross Politic Daily News Brief for the first Monday in January 2022. Don't you forget you can support Rowdy Christian Media, and you can download all of these links to these stories inside of our app, which if you don't have, you can get and download at your favorite app store. And the best way you can support Rowdy Christian Media after you get the app is become a Fight Laugh Feast Club member. Hope God bless you. You have a wonderful day. Happy New Year.